she moves, spilling grooves and taking chances there. It's not her hair I'm tangled in, it's just another sense of wonder. Wonder why she goes. She moves and drives, she drives and moves around. No wonder for the sound.
You're looking at me on LaserDisc.
Up and down the chill returns.
These two Japanese LaserDiscs are far more interesting than they look. They are video works from experimental filmmaker Taka Iimura. I'm looking at Nightsongs and Ayers Rock. A little background on Taka Iimura. He was born in Tokyo in 1937. As a young man, he picked up an 8mm camera to make avant-garde films. This despite the fact that he had never had the opportunity to see an avant-garde film. He had only read about them. These early 1960s works from Iimura are short, shot on high-contrast black and white film, and rather severe, very much like most student films. Kuzu from 1962 focuses on garbage on a beach in Tokyo. It's a disturbing film exploring the clash between mankind's clutter and the unrelenting beat of nature. The score is suitably grating, like gusts of wind hitting a microphone. Jonas Mekas described Iimura's most famous early work, Ai, that is the Japanese word for love, as sensuous. And while it is about two bodies in close contact, the film feels more like a grinding, slow-motion collision to me. The camera is so close to the subjects that it creates an unworldly feel, and incidentally, this made it a difficult film to censor. It's hard to tell which region of which body we're even looking at. I would describe this film as cosmic claustrophobia. Further 1960s films from Iimura were in other genres of experimental films popular at the time. There were found footage films where the material was intentionally degraded, and there were works exploring nightmarish, angsty, dreamlike narratives. In the latter category is Onan. In this film, a man has a fit of feverish misogyny, which causes him to lay a big, beautiful egg. Face from 1969 is a difficult watch. It's nearly 20 minutes of extreme close-ups of what appears to be two separate female faces, accompanied by a soundtrack of a woman uncontrollably laughing. It's one thing to describe the film and another to watch it. The film casts a spell. Iimura excels at almost hypnotizing the viewer in progressive steps. At first, the films make you question what you're even looking at. As it becomes more apparent what you're looking at, you question why you're looking at this. And then you're hooked, wondering what exactly this is leading up to. And make no mistake, there are no easy answers. But there is a definite sense of humor, a devious sense of humor. Iimura is gleefully pushing the viewer's limits, intentionally frustrating and at times almost seeming to mock the very audience that would seek out this type of movie. Suffice to say, it's not for everyone. In the video era, Iimura continued on these paths. And although the films become more reflective and less abrasive, they still mystify and amuse. Just looking at the jackets, the LaserDisc works seem to be nothing more than visual wallpaper, something to support some smooth jazz or something. There are plenty of LaserDiscs like this, non-threatening, forgettable. But these two LaserDiscs are very different. Nightsongs is comprised of 6 Duke Ellington standards, arranged and performed by multi-instrumentalist Toshiyuki Honda. Beginning the sequence is a rendition of Caravan with a punchy mechanical rhythm. We see cars driving over a bridge into a city blanketed in darkness. Satin Doll is the next song. Squint your eyes and you're looking at the night sky. Slowly open your eyes and it looks like glowing insects working towards some mysterious goal. A red light blinks on and off as if it's casting a spell. As led by Duke Ellington, Take the A Train is a tune that captures the pleasure of motion. But that notion of pleasure is entirely absent here. The A train runs roughly. Electrical currents from the third rail spark violently. Not a single human is anywhere to be seen. We do see a cigarette advertisement, so I suppose there is some pleasure to be had here. The next song is In a Sentimental Mood. We are now at ground level. There is an ever so slight breeze. It's quieter, but still unsettling. We see metallic sculptures briefly illuminated by car headlights, and a silhouette of a man in a hat. He is unmoving. Perhaps he's part of the public art. There is a surprising handheld shot into a tunnel. It's surprising because the rest of the video has the objective distance of a security camera. For It Don't Mean a Thing, the camera prowls down 42nd Street. Blink and you'll miss the 1984 theater marquees. Conan the Destroyer, Terminator, Rambo First Blood, the Kung Fu movies Deadly Mantis, Shaolin Incredible 10, The Prodigal Boxer, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, Blue Jeans, an adult film, Ninja 3, The Domination. Everything is sex and violence and action, but the people on the streets seem strangely listless. They're just hanging out, doing nothing, waiting. The red of the giant Coca-Cola sign feels strangely demonic. The last song is Lush Life. We're away from the bustle of 42nd Street. A security guard passes time in an atrium. Revolving doors rotate, but no one passes through. It's strangely calming, but all I can think of looking at this section of New York is this is definitely pre-9/11. This is a world that no longer exists. The camera positions itself higher and higher, the city again becoming more abstract. Then for one last time, we see the shadow of the man in the hat before the video fades to black. Ayers Rock focuses on the famous sandstone formation in the Northern Territory of Australia. Perhaps unsurprisingly, it's visually far more static than Nightsongs, but it still has a jazz soundtrack. The video begins at sunrise, the formation in silhouette. It seems that Iimura is simultaneously showing us the eastern and western point of view by the use of a picture-in-picture effect. Or perhaps we're seeing dawn and dusk. Either way, this effect seems to cut through the rock formation, creating a tunnel. We then see sections of the rock, some smooth, some craggy. "12 minutes in, and we seem to be in the brightness of midday. At the 18-minute mark, a car speeds by. At 23 minutes in, a plane speeds by. We see various perspectives of the rock, like a panel of security cameras. At 27 minutes, the image inverts. Later, there are more distortions. At 38 minutes, the rock is back in silhouette at sunset. Ayers Rock is at once tedious and mysterious, calming and frustrating, opaque and playful. Maybe it's just Iimura messing around with a camera, which he most certainly did at times. I find videos like these intriguing. There's no restrictions that a narrative imposes. It's just sound and image. I've got a lot of LaserDiscs, but it's ones like these that interest me the most. That's it. That's the end of the video.